right. So the episode released this week was with the Godfather of Meat, Mike Finelli. Fantastic episode. The Godfather of Meat's got a lot going on, so we really appreciate him jumping on and joining us. As you guys know, that follow him on Twitter and TikTok. He's running, or on TikTok, he's running a campaign for Dietz and Watson right now. So check out the Philadelphia Deli section and go in and ask, what are the Dietz? And they'll hook you up with the Godfather of Meat signature sandwich. Great stuff.
And Matt, if anyone wants to figure out how you go viral and you make all this internet thing works, that's the episode you want to go on, because I think some people think they're just going to do one cool thing, get people hyped and going, and they'll be viral. But there's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's the great thing about it,
Dude, Pete, you nailed it on the head. So one of the things we tried to do as getting different jobs and occupations on the show, one of the unique ones I did want to grab was an influencer, right? Or
Shut up, Nikki.
Someone that can make an occupation as an influencer. And the Godfather of Meat, as you can see, he released 2 videos over the weekend that I saw for the Dietz and Watson thing. One got 1.1 million views. The other one got 1.6 million views. I think he has 300,000 followers on his TikTok page. And this is just him. He cooks, he presents, but it's very professional. His shit's immaculate, cut well, videoed very good. It's a great follow. It's at the Godfather of Meat on TikTok and Instagram. So check it out.
On a prior episode, actually, me and Steve talked about this with Rogan, where Rogan said that he didn't really get into it until he saw Adam Carolla's studio, because before that, Rogan was just kind of on his couch with his buddies, and then he went and he saw Rogan's studio, and he's like, you know what? If you treat it like a business, other people treat it like a business, and that's how you become successful.
Dude, couldn't agree more.
I thought you just steal in line. That's how you become successful. It's the American way.
Yeah. That's what
are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So one of the big things that was talked about on the show with the Godfather Meat was cheesesteaks. He does run down his top 5 cheesesteak spots, not in any order, but it's the top 5 places we like to go. Diana, being that you're an Italian and you know food, what is your favorite cheesesteak spot?
Hey,
I have traveled this city for food, for sure. I have an inner fat kid.
As does every wrestler.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, Steve's Princess Steaks.
Steve,
all right.
Wow.
Out of here.
All right.
Yeah. I lived walking distance from Delos and I'll still pick.
Here's the thing.
Steve's on Bustleton?
Has anybody ever praised the Northeast for anything that's food related?
I can tell you right now, Steve's Princess Steak. The only good thing about the Northeast, Steve Princess Steaks, rib rack. That's I fucking love rib rack.
Rib rack ain't
Party
bad.
Boy
I'll give you that.
McCormick.
Rib rack fucks. I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
Party Boy
Rib rack.
McCormick is a product of the Northeast.
Very true. That's
Wow was the only other good thing about the Northeast.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that, because the Godfather Meat himself, one of his top 5 is a place called Cafe Carmela's in the Northeast. And I've been there, and
so have I.
It's pretty fucking good.
I agree.
I was all right with it. Yeah.
When I went in there, it doesn't have a Northeast feel to it either.
Agreed.
No, it's like Gray Lodge. It's like this little.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Oasis in the desert.
The place is way nice.
Way too nice for the Northeast.
I agree.
So nice. Okay, so that being said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Words Perspectives Podcast is the Godfather of Meat, Mike Finelli episode. Check it out. Really good stuff. We had a lot of good stories in there, a lot of fun. So
Matt, not to get political, but you know what else was in the Northeast was that Four Seasons landscape place that Rudy Giuliani did his thing was, and it's right next to
a shirt from there for Christmas.
Yeah, did you? Yeah.
What?
And that's actually right next to when the whole election thing was going on, Rudy Giuliani was in town and he was doing some press conference, and he said he was going to do it at the Four Seasons, but apparently they hadn't booked the Four Seasons hotel. They go to book it. The Four Seasons goes no. So they open up the yellow pages and they just look for anything called Four Seasons. And there was a Four Seasons landscaping company in the Northeast, like industrial Northeast. It is next to Sweet Lucy's, which is one of the best barbecue places in the city. Yeah. But so he shows up at this industrial.
It's also next to a porn shop, isn't it?
It is next to a porn shop. It's next to Fluke's, where I spent 20 years of my 20s. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yikes. All right.
So Rudy Giuliani gave a press conference outside of a fucking landscape company.
So there are some things that go on in the Northeast.
He also touched a kid in the Borat video and got stopped and looked like the creepiest human that's ever lived. And then said, "No, I knew about the joke." I was like, "You can't say that after you did it. You can't do that after you did it."
Yeah.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Where
Me
in
too.
the
I was in on
Northeast are you from?
me.
Pete,
Summerdale.
Summerdale.
What do you mean, you, Pete? You're the
What's
only
Summerdale?
Northeasters.
What's near Summerdale?
Oxford
What's
Circle.
another neighborhood?
Mayfair.
Fells High
Mayfair.
School.
Okay.
I actually
Where'd you go to
live-
high school?
live in Mayfair right now.
Oh, I moved out by the time we went to high school, but
Oh.
Fells was the public high school there.
What was it?
Fells, Fels, Fells.
Never.
What was the name of that old hoagie shop that's I don't think it's there anymore. It used to be on it was at the bottom of Ainsley in East Falls.
Slices?
Lee. Oh no. I know. What
The
you're
place
talking
was
about.
really good, but it was like shitty ran and went out of business. Their shit was
I don't know.
fantastic, but it was only up for a little. It was right by.
Oh,
Murphy.
it was in
Not
between
the-
Buckets, right? Where like next to where Buckets was.
So if you're coming up from Buckets, so that's Midvale. Go up Midvale,
Yeah.
and you make a left right where that the children's school is. What is that thing? That like church that's like a children's bad kids school now or whatever.
I don't know.
Ah, fuck it. What's
Steve,
it matter?
where are you
Down the
from?
street from Uppercuts.
I was born in Norristown. My mom's side of the family is from Fairmount, so all my cousins and my mom and her family all live in Fairmount, like 20th and Poplar,
Yeah.
20th and
Dated a
Brown.
kid in
Steve-
Fairmount in high school.
Steve's
They're
a product of a
jerk-offs.
neighborhood called Endub.
A famous neighborhood in the suburbs.
Famous neighborhood called Endub that we
It
all
only
know.
it had low amount of people, but it was the poorest neighborhood around here,
Wait,
and we
how
had
did
the
you guys all
shittiest
meet?
kids.
We all went to
I met
school
these
together and
fucks
wrestled
wrestling.
together. Yeah.
Yeah, I met these fucks in sports.
Yeah, we all went to North
Thanks
10.
for listening to the fucking show, Diana. We
Yeah,
don't
Diana.
Have
we
you
don't
ever
mention-
explained that? When have
We
you ever
mentioned
explained
it.
that part?
Well, we mentioned it on Steve's episode that we did of Steve, right? He
Uh,
had
My
a
2 episodes, so it's about 3 hours between.
Yeah, fuck you,
Pete's
Diana.
episode.
Well, I'm gonna tune in to listen to him talking about gutting chicks on the weekend.
Gutting Chief Strong Stem, gutting away. All right.
Listen. I wish it was that
I filled
easy.
her guts. How many guts do you fill this weekend, Steve?
Listen, Ma, unless you're blind and you can't see this fucking face, he got to put
So
in work
none?
to get
Right.
there.
Right.
Yeah, it depends. The
Better
trainers
not
count.
have been at Adelphia.
Oh, you guys want to hear
Son of
something
a
pretty
bitch.
funny? So this past weekend, I'm at my nephew's first birthday party,
Oh, a little
and my aunt's
salsa.
there who I haven't seen in a while. And she's telling me, she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you did a podcast." And I'm like, "Yeah, I do a podcast." She's like, "Yeah, it was up on your dad's YouTube." So we watched it. They watched last Thursday's episode.
Oh boy.
Of us?
Yeah, that was the
Uh-oh.
only podcast they watched. The
So they-
first one they
so they
watched
think-
is
so
that
they think-
podcast.
They now think this is Howard Stern.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's the one you listen to? I'm like,
Oh,
of all the ones,
That girl is fresh mouthed. I'm gonna hear it now.
No.
they
Fresh
didn't
mouth.
say anything. I just knew in my head. I'm like, oh no, not that one. Like,
Yeah, wow. Dude, do you know how many times I've said that? Honestly, that last Thursday's was fucking funny though.
It was
It was
hilarious.
It was funny,
hilarious.
yeah,
It
it
was
was
so funny. So I'd rather
but it's
have
one I
them
said to my
listen
college
that.
buddies, not my aunt.
True.
True.
Yeah.
Very
True.
true.
But fucking, if you weren't there, she'd be laughing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking funny.
Maybe. My
Oh.
aunt wouldn't be laughing.
All right, it is.
Your friend
if you're
Steve really likes
conservative-
fishing. Like, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I'm
does,
like,
but
oh,
does
I
he-
might have-
Does he
I
work
didn't
on a
fucking
boat?
teachers.
He keeps talking about filleting the females. Is there like, is he on a boat? Something like that.
It's all right.
Gutting
We'll send him-
rhinos.
Next time, yeah, I feel like I have to have like safety episodes for like the age bracket of the person listening. So it's like if it's like an older person, I'll send them like Mr. Bowers episode,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Because that one's like really good. But then like when your parents are on, Pete, her opinion's gonna change completely. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
but the tough thing is like the time, right? Like people see a 2-hour episode and right away they're turned off. So these like short
yeah.
ones are what.
well, even our
draws them
short
in.
ones normally aren't that don't go as over as they did in that last
Yeah,
one.
they're up in that.
No,
little
yeah, no,
container.
absolutely not. So
I
okay,
ruined it.
Am I talking to people again as always?
that's all right.
I'm a fucking
I said
popular
I
person. What do you want
ruined it.
from me?
Hey, Chief Strong Stem, we get it. All
Man,
right.
he's a stem of many chiefs.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Pete, at least
Stem.
it wasn't the whole thing. It was just a part of it, right?
Oh, man.
It could have been worse.
Oh, you're saying
I
the
didn't even
episode.
listen to it yet. I'm not, I've been so busy. I'm not even sure.
You're saying the episode from last Thursday. Yeah. So
yeah.
for all those listening, we did a 2-part special. The
No,
second
okay.
part of last week's episode is going to be released on a special day, which will be this weekend as part of the 4th of July extravaganza. So we'll have the special 2-part special episode will be released. I'm not sure what day, but whenever. So we'll have a couple more or another episode, an extra episode for this weekend because it's the 4th of July and we fucking love America on this show. Goddamn
my
right.
father's birthday.
Oh, 4th of July.
There we go. Papa Cabot.
So ready for
right.
this? So ready for this? When I was a kid, before I knew anything, my dad used to sit me and my brother down and go, "You see all this? You see everything they're doing? That's for me." And I believed it. I fucking believed it. Then all of a sudden, like one day in elementary school, they're like, the 4th of July is when America was born. And I'm like, no, that's not why they do that. I'm like, it's my dad's birthday. And they're like, he goes to the special class. And I'm like, no, it's my dad's birthday.
No, it's Chief Senior Strong STEM. It's his birthday.
Yeah.
And then I came home. I came home a little pissed off, to be honest. I was like, Dad, you lied to me. You lied to me. The fireworks are not for you. They're for America.
Honestly, though, great move by your dad. Love it. Love it. So,
motherfucker. He knew I'd fall for it.
So, okay. Yeah, of course. Everyone would. You're a kid. So, okay.
Fucker.
So, like we said, Mike Finelli, available on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Works Respect This Podcast. And then coming up next week, we're debuting the episode with Carly Myers. He's a personal trainer, old friend of ours. And I thought it was a really good, really informative episode. She's a small business owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a mom. She's a wife.
Mm-hmm.
She did a great job on the show. Really fun stuff.
Very high level Division I athlete.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure now is Carly Brian's wife or his sister?
Yeah,
his wife,
Brian's
right?
wife. Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up with Brian. I thought since we were little kids, Brian's my guy. Brian's a great guy.
So I always knew Brian and Carly, and then I saw seeing them together in Facebook posts before they made it official. Yeah. And then I'm like, are they related? Because they had the same last name. And I'm like, oh no, they're dating. Because I'd never seen them together. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Shout out Brian. He's a good dude.
Brian's man.
He's a fan of the show too. So big
He's a good dude. I like Brian. Hey, played football with him. They played Pop Warner football with us. He was a tough kid.
Yeah, whenever he wants to be on the show, love to have him. So, like we said, Carly Myers episode will be available. For those people following along, I've talked a few times about the incident or the game that we played where it was a scavenger hunt and I ripped an air conditioner out of a window, right? We get a little more in depth to that story because Carly was involved with that story, but a great time. So, it'll be available next Tuesday, July 5th on all podcast platforms and YouTube at July 6th, sorry. Next Tuesday, July 6th on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Respect This Podcast. All right, so
that's my mom's birthday.
What?
My mom's birthday.
Wait,
so my mom and dad are,
and your mom's the 6th?
And they were the same year, so they're 2 days apart.
Hey man, at least you don't. I share my birthday with Tom Selleck. So, I mean, I'm very fortunate,
I share mine with devil worshippers and fucking assholes.
I was born on Super Bowl Sunday, 1985, Niners versus the Dolphins. My dad's still mad.
What do you mean? 85 was the Bears, cuz.
Nope. You're talking about
86.
They were 85, 86, and then the Niners Dolphins was 84, 85.
Okay.
What day is your birthday?
January 20th. Also Inauguration Day. I got all kinds of shit going on my birthday.
My sister's February 3rd.
Am I the only one with bad shit?
So she's always back and forth on Super Bowls.
Yeah. We have a buddy of ours, actually former co-host of the show, Shake. His brother Kevin's birthday's on the 2nd, and he's been on like every couple of years. His birthday's on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Speaking of Matt, as an LC guy, when I was at said bachelor party, do you know the Chivarelli brothers?
Chivarelli.
They went to LC. Anthony was my age, but he had a bunch of brothers.
I'd have to see.
They were LC guys though. They were football players and stuff. They were at the bachelor party. A couple LC representatives.
Yeah. Speaking of, that's the episode that's available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube with Mike Finelli, the Godfather Meet. He's a former LC guy, and we actually get into a little LC football, North Penn football action, which is pretty cool. So, okay. So let's keep it going. We're getting things moving. So I do want to talk about this. Last weekend, everybody did their thing. I just want to know if we had any fun from last weekend. Starting with you, Dangerous D.